Alright, I'm going to solder, or solder, I always call it solder. I'm going to solder something for the first time. This is a $10 soldering iron from China. It goes up really fast. It's already at 230. I just turned it on. I'm starting with a little practice kit. It's got an LED right there. I'm going to solder in on the back. Alright, we're up to 350. I think that they said that's a good temperature. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos to see how this works. So we're gonna try this out. First, you're supposed to heat up the joint, not the joint, the pad and the metal, and then you're supposed to move the solder in. There it goes. I think that is perfect, actually. I think that came out really good. Alright, I'm gonna do the second one, and I'm gonna show the camera. Alright, that one's not heating up. I think I need to turn it so that I get more contact. Alright. Oh, this is cool. Wow. Those came out perfect, I think. Alright, I'm gonna turn this thing off. I don't know where to put this scary thing. I'm just gonna put it on the ground for a second. Yeah, these came out really good. Look at these joints. I think that's like perfect. So I have to do the rest of these. Alright, I have soldered all the LEDs in. Feeling quite good about how I did it. Feels like the joints are pretty much like the guys on YouTube did. Some of these are a little bit crooked. I think that the soldering, the joints, I don't know what you call these. I think these are good. So the next step is now this guy. And this is a lot harder because the distance, I assume it's going to be a lot harder because the distance between these pins, these holes, is much less than the distance between the LED ones. Check it out. This goes in like, oh, I can't keep it on camera, like that. All these pins come out the back. Gonna turn this sucker on again. Gonna heat up this joint. And then pop this in here. Alright, needs a bit more time to heat up. It's a little tricky actually with this angle. Can you see? Yeah, you can. Alright, this should do a better job. Yeah. You can feel the more contact now. There we go. That looked good. I don't know if it was enough. It's good to me though. You really don't need much. Yeah, I think these are good enough. These are smaller than the previous ones, but apparently there's a less is more kind of principle with soldering, which I very much like. I am very much a less is more kind of guy. Try not to breathe in these fumes because I'm pretty sure they're very bad for you. They're going right in my face. I'm literally doing this outside to avoid the fumes and they just go right into my face. But I just hold my breath. Honestly, this is easier than I expected. At first I felt like I was really just a genius for being able to do this very easily, but now I'm pretty sure that just people overestimate how hard this is because there's a really hot thing involved. I was very intimidated by this whole idea, but now doing it, it's really fun. It's super easy. All right, I'm gonna turn off this crazy thing, and we can look at the results of my work. How's that? That looks pretty good, I think. Stay in focus, camera. Don't you change it. Yeah, I think some of them probably could use a bit more solder. Yeah, but anyway, now I just need to put this little guy in there and then plug it in, get a power source. Alright, I'm about to show you a little trick I saw on YouTube. So here's the problem. I don't have 3 hands. One hand needs to hold the iron, obviously. Another needs to keep this thing in place while it's upside down, right? Because otherwise it just drops out. And the other hand needs to guide the solder. So what I saw people doing on YouTube is they would leave the iron on the table and then they would use their hand and the other stuff to kind of connect to it. So we're going to give it a little try. We're going to see how this works. All right, we're ready to go. So heat up the pad here. Get the solder on there. Pull it away. I hurt myself a little bit. Something got hot on my finger. Oh, the metal of this whole thing got hot. Anyway, luckily I don't have to hold that anymore. And now I can do the rest like a normal person. I think people have like a lot of tools to hold their equipment, so they don't have to do what I just did. But I didn't buy any such tools because I wasn't sure if I would really need them. And I guess I don't really need them. They do seem like they would be nice. This is the last one, so if I get this and I haven't burned myself, then this test project will be a success. Just can't need this thing to stop moving so much. There we go. Alright. Gotta clean your tip with this like special thing. My tip is already dirty. But anyway. I think it's gonna win any awards, but it's good enough, I think. Now I just need to plug the whole thing in. Alright. We got it. Basically each switch controls, you know, some of these LEDs, and the dimmer ones, you know, they have higher resistance, basically blocking current going in. I've been learning this stuff about current and voltage, and it's cool. A lot of math, but not too complicated math. And the cool thing is that once you understand it, like, you can actually do something with it. The big project that I'm working on right now is 100% based on math, basically figuring out what strength resistors you need to get a certain voltage at a certain point in the circuit. So that's cool. But anyway, yeah, soldering project number 1, successful. One other thing, so I did a lot of research to figure out like what kind of soldering iron I should get, and most of the advice was that if you buy a cheap one, you're going to regret it. This was $10 on Amazon, and it worked perfectly fine. Now, there are a lot of cheap ones that don't have don't let you set the temperature exactly, and I think those ones would have been frustrating to work with. But yeah, you don't have to go expensive for that feature. Honestly, I mean, even if this thing breaks, like, whatever, it's $10. So I would say don't listen to that advice that you might as well start with the expensive one. Start with a cheap one. I will say that I did buy the good what do you call it? Soldering material. I don't know what you call that. Wire. I bought the good stuff with like it's like a 60-40 mix with rosin and core or something like that. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I know enough from the research I did to say that that apparently that's the good stuff. So yeah, this was honestly really easy. I'm really looking forward now to using this on my project. And I encourage you, if you have ever been curious about stuff like this and you were intimidated by it, I encourage you not to be intimidated, because it was super easy, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but it worked. The thing turns on, you know? The proof is in the pudding. That's how you know. That's how you know that I did it right, and it wasn't that hard.